Good morning.
Morning, Lucy.
Good morning, Tracy. So I'm here in the drawing room at Home Farm today with Tracy Darall, Head of Housekeeping at Promise Hay Farm and Home Farm. How are you today?
I'm really good.
Good, thanks for coming along today.
That's all right.
So Tracy, we're doing another session of Meet the Team. So what I'd really like to know is a little bit about your role as Head of Housekeeping at Promise Hay Farm.
Okay then, well I came to Hay Farm, like you say, approximately 7 years ago. I was doing a lot of private cleaning work, private housekeeping. Came along expecting the job to be similar to much the same as any other job I was doing before, and discovered that the diversity of what was ahead of me was going to, well, it was interesting, it was exciting, and I'm always up for a new challenge anyway. Steve, my clinical director, approached me, asked me if I'd be interested in the head of housekeeping role, of which I took, was more than happy to bite off something new. I was given the ability to create my own housekeeping team, which was fabulous with the help of Mimi. And as time's progressed, I have just upped my hours again, purely on the basis of the fact that I have been given a really good level of responsibility, a lot of training courses, things I could never have actually imagined that I'd have been asked to do. And I have seemed to so far successfully ticked every box. And I'm loving it. My team that I have now, the girls are absolutely fantastic. I've got so much time for them. With all the COVID that happened, when we all made our return, my girls were there on board straight away, 9 o'clock Sunday morning. I couldn't be more proud of them. I think the absolute world of them, and they love their job too. It's a different, when I used to hear a lot of the words I hate is, that's not my job. And I'm so grateful that every single member of staff I've got is what we're doing today. And they just grasp it and just get on with it. I have a few strange requests that I put through personally. Mimi will know that.
What sort of requests?
At the moment, I've got an obsession with orchids, so she's more than happy to keep me happy with that.
So orchids around the treatment centre, in the counselling rooms?
Well, we've always had flowers being delivered, which is lovely. And when I get to deliver them to the clients, I mean, the smiles on their faces to have a nice vase with a nice flower put in their room. It's just, I've seen plenty of them. Some of the boys, not so interested. So the girls might end up with 4 or 5 in one room because they've all said, I don't want this one. It brightens the place up. I just, the joy of it. At the moment, there's a lot more plants coming in. I'm loving that.
I can see the enthusiasm and the love for your job shining through, Tracy. It's lovely, and it's so important because the role that you and your team carry out behind the scenes to keep our patients feeling comfortable, settled and at home is paramount. For our patients when they arrive, to go to their rooms, for them to be, you know, as you say, those little touches of orchids or flowers, clean. I know you've all got a keen eye for keeping the rooms pristine and perfect. And it's just super important.
I mean, I could talk more about the laundry service that's offered, the folders that have been created for the information for the clients to make them feel more comfortable. Very often you meet a new client that arrives, they're very disorientated, they don't know the grounds, the layout is huge. So myself and Terry, my number 2, have strived very hard to make things as more comfortable for each client that arrives without them having to walk through and constantly say, you know, I've forgotten your name again, or that kind of thing. And they can sort of sit in their room, get their bearings. Simple things in the folder will tell them, like when breakfast is, when groups are, what things that we offer for them, basic telephone numbers, laundry service offering, that kind of thing. And that seems to progress really well.
Because Hay Farm, I would describe it as it's a little bit like a boutique hotel, and that's the service that you offer. Boutique
hotel, along with coming home.
Beautiful.
So I do very much like the fact that a lot of feedback has, you know, they said we do feel like we're at home, we do feel comfortable here. The staff are all approachable, and that's not just my department. I've worked alongside them all now for a good length of time. And the home environment, I think, is really, I mean, I'm no expert, but I think it's very important to them that, you know, it's something as simple as just being able to go and make their own cup of coffee, their own cup of tea, come and grab a piece of fruit, go and sit down in their communal areas, chat to one another, and they build their own little team, the clients do as well. I love seeing people when they come back for top-up. It's one of my favourite things, because you can see when they first arrived how nervous they were, how anxious they were, the progression that they've made, gone home, put it into place, come back again. And even if they've left something behind, they'll know that one of us girls have put it aside for them. They'll just come and say, oh, left my jumper behind last time. Yep, we've got your jumper. And then they'll be there for a couple of days, and they will always make a point of coming and saying goodbye, and that's great. I mean, we're not allowed to hug anybody nowadays, which is really sad. But there's a lot of elbow waving going on.
It's such an important and varied role, and I know that your team, you're always on hand to have a conversation or a chat, or I guess away from the groups and the one-to-ones, it's so nice to let off some steam and have a laugh and have a conversation about, you know, just passing the time.
Yeah.
And I know that your team are always there for that.
It's a mum thing.
You were saying that over in the car, on the way over in the car, you know, that all of your team are mums.
We are.
You know, and in a caring role.
Yeah, already.
Well, yeah.
So that just naturally rolls into the job that we do anyway, without even thinking about it. Yeah, I will say though, I mean, without my team, I wouldn't be as good as I am. I couldn't do it alone. The support I get from them and from the other members of staff, to me, is second to none. And the encouragement from them all. Yeah, but I do like a challenge, no matter what it is.
I think that comes across from absolutely everybody that I have spoken to doing these interviews. Every single person has said how important the team is.
Yeah. Yeah, and over the years of working there, the team's definitely got closer and closer and closer. I do believe Steve refers to us as the 5 families, and I like that. That in the last year I've heard that sort of. So it's from each department, and the communication's improved dramatically over the years, and just the teamwork. I do thoroughly enjoy it.
Tracy, thank you so much for coming and speaking to me today. It's been excellent getting to know you better.
Well, thank you for interviewing me.
Pleasure. Thanks.
No problem.